What's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Stars and Garters. I'm Katie Pettit, and it is Marvel Monday, which this still counts as Marvel. There's a little bit of DC, which I know is illegal, but we're gonna do it anyway. So, my mom actually got this bracket for me, so if it's bad, that's her fault. But I'm gonna be doing it by myself. So it's basically DC versus Marvel fight bracket. Yeah. It's pretty simple, so I'm just going to look at the heroes we got matched up and see who would win. Alright, so let's get started. Sometimes I just want to meet the people who make these brackets and ask them, what the heck were you thinking? Because the first matchup we have is Superman versus Star-Lord. Gee, I wonder. TBH, Star-Lord wasn't going to beat most people on this bracket, but, Superman? Dang. He is absolutely obliterated. Not hard at all. Superman wins. Very easy. Okay, moving on. Okay, the next one is actually kind of interesting. So the next one is Martian Manhunter versus Captain America. So this one is interesting because they both actually do have superpowers. And they're both pretty good superheroes. So Captain America has super strength and, I don't know, he's just, enhanced in every way, basically. Martian Manhunter has telekinesis and telepathy, and he can go through stuff and fly. Can he fly? I think he can fly. And, shape-shifting, that's the thing. That's the big one. See, I don't know too much about Martian Manhunter, but from what I do know, Cap is a little bit more of, a fighter. Martian Manhunter, he's a little more chill. I mean, he's a good superhero, but he's a little bit more chill. But I also think that could be just because it's, really easy for him to win most fights. So, it could be more of, a cocky chill. But, I don't know. I don't know how good Martian Manhunter is with his powers, because those are pretty hard to beat. Because Captain America is very good. He's very skilled, even though his powers aren't the best. He's really good at them. You know what? I'm making the decision here, and I think I want to give this to Cap. I'm gonna give it to Cap. I feel like he could find a way, because he's got, way more of a fighting spirit than Martian Manhunter, and I think he would find a way to get around it. Plus, he's, really strong, and that's great. That's a little bit more, a fight-type power than phasing. Well, that's confusing. Okay. No, it's not. Alright, the next one. The next one we have is Aquaman versus Black Widow. I mean, it's the thing of, powers versus no powers, and you want to be okay, powers, obviously. And I do love Nat. She's really great, but considering Aquaman can just, bring out sharks, and, he's pretty buff as well. I mean, depending on what Aquaman you're talking about. Honestly, I just think of Jason Momoa now at this point. But, and he's got a stabby trident, so I don't know. I'm not seeing really a way for her to get around it. Yeah, I think I gotta give it to Aquaman. That's a shame. Black Widow deserved better. It would have been, would have been a great matchup, Black Widow versus Black Canary, but they didn't give that to us. So, it's Aquaman. So this, actually, I think is a really good matchup. It's Batman versus the Winter Soldier. So I'm assuming this is Bucky when he's not in control of himself, because Winter Soldier, that's kind of what I think of when I hear Winter Soldier, not Bucky, but punchy, stabby, killy Bucky. So, I mean, TVH is probably going to be Batman, but I think that it would still be a really good fight, because does Bucky have super soldier serum? Probably. Also, he has a metal arm, so he does have that going for him, but Batman he just knows how to beat people with powers. He just knows how to beat anyone. So I think he would have to do a bit of figuring out for Bucky. But in the end, he's Batman, and Batman can beat most people. So I'm gonna give it to Batsy, which is exactly what I wrote here on the bracket. I wrote Batsy. Next one, totally, completely unfair fight. Because it's Wonder Woman versus Hawkeye. So yeah, that's not poor Clint. Clint gets absolutely obliterated. um, because this is like more than just powers versus no powers. I mean, that's basically what it is. That's the main thing about it. But also, she has all the powers, and he's like, pew. That's basically what he does. I don't think he could do enough pew to beat Wonder Woman. So, yeah, sorry. Okay. Only had one Marvel win so far on a Marvel Monday. How very sad. They need to step it up or just get better matches. So, alright. The next one we have is Hawk Girl versus Black Panther. I feel like these two actually have pretty similar powers, kind of. I know that Hawk Girl has like super strength. I'm pretty sure she has like super strength. I think her powers are more like, I think they're kind of like Moon Knight-ish. I think she gets them from some like Egyptian god or something, but I'm not completely sure. I just know she can fly and she's strong and she has a mace. I think that's what that's called. And it's pretty sick and she's pretty good with it. But Black Panther is super fast and super strong and he's like smart too. So with this one, from what I've seen about Hawk Girl, I think that like Black Panther could honestly just outclass her a little bit. She doesn't seem to be the best superhero. I mean, she's like kind of cool. She has some stuff going for her, and she has powers. But honestly, I think Black Panther is just a little bit better of a superhero. So I think he would win. I'm gonna give it to Black Panther. Okay, again, with these matchups, this is not good at all. Because the next one is The Flash versus Falcon. So we got the fastest man alive versus Bird Boy. Yeah. That's not fair at all to Falcon, because there's pretty much no way he can win that one. Yeah. He's not even up there on the list of superheroes, and he just got paired with one of the best superheroes ever, so yeah, that's unfortunate for Falcon. Yeah. Obliterated. Okay. So the next one we have is Green Lantern versus Ant-Man. Well, this is interesting. I feel like it matters if you're talking Hank Pym or Scott Lang. Because Scott is just not a great superhero, as I've said before. He's a really good dad, and he's a great guy, but he's not very good at being a superhero. I mean, he has his moments, just it's not really his thing. And Green Lantern can make anything if he has the willpower. Also, there's 3 different Green Lanterns, so... But, I mean, I'm just thinking Hal Jordan, so I guess we'll go with Hal Jordan and Scott Lang. But in any case, I'm pretty sure Ant-Man does not win this one. I don't see how he can get around just like, I can make anything. He could make, like, a machine gun. He could make, I don't know, big things that could crush you. He could just do anything. So it's pretty hard to beat. I mean, there are a few people who still could, but not Ant-Man. Alright, the next one, again, completely unfair, is Scarlet Witch versus Black Lightning. If you don't know who Black Lightning is, and I assume you do not, because I barely know who he is, I only know who he is from Young Justice, he got lightning powers. He goes zap, 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 zap. He's pretty cool. He's a cool dude, but he's not cool enough to beat someone who can just kind of change reality. He could very easily turned into noodles or all of that. So, yeah, it's Wanda. It be Wanda. All right. I actually really like this next matchup. I think this is going to be interesting because it is Iron Man versus Cyborg. So I feel like these are actually really similar, you know, both metal suits and they have blasts and they're not as like superhero-ish as the other people, but they still are good with their stuff, their technology and stuff. Okay. So for Iron Man, he's probably, he's almost definitely a lot smarter. I can't even remember if Cyborg is that smart, because he was a football player before he got all crushed and destroyed and whatnot. So I'm pretty sure Iron Man's a lot smarter. He also has more hero experience as well. But Cyborg, his like tech has the advantage for sure because it's like not man-made. I'm pretty sure it's some sort of. It's just not man-made. I can't remember exactly where it comes from. Like, I think it's different depending on what cyborg you're talking about, like where he comes from, comics, movies, that kind of thing. But his tech is definitely better, and it's like a part of his body, so it's probably a lot easier to control than Iron Man's. And I'm pretty sure it's more powerful than Iron Man's too. So, um, I don't know. I feel like Iron Man. I feel like he just doesn't have that technical advantage there. I mean, he's smarter, but Cyborg just he has better stuff. He has more ways to hurt Iron Man than Iron Man does him. So I think I'm actually gonna give this one to Cyborg. And I like Cyborg, so I mean I like Iron Man too, but okay. So the next one actually could be interesting. It is Hulk versus Green Arrow. And so yeah, that's definitely interesting because I've because again, when you're talking Hulk, I'm thinking like dumb, big rage monster Hulk, which plenty of people and like not even the super heavy powered freaks can deal with that. And Green Arrow, like he's not super powered, but he's smart and he's a great archer and he has a lot of arrows. He's essentially Hawkeye, almost like completely Hawkeye. They're very different people, but uh, and I'm pretty excuse me. I'm pretty sure Hawkeye has or could deal with Hulk. Uh, so I don't know. Like Hulk is just a big dumb rage monster, and he can't honestly do that much against people who know what they're doing. So I'm gonna give it to Green Arrow. Alright, the next one, I hate this matchup because Black Canary deserves better. But it's Thor versus Black Canary, which is just so unfortunate. I love Black Canary. She's really, really cool. And she does have powers. I mean, she does have a sonic scream, which I always forget because, like, I feel like they don't even focus that much on that in the comics or anything. They just like she's just a really, really good fighter. But also, she does have superpowers. She does have a sonic scream. But like Thor, I don't know. He's just too OP. He's got lightning and the hammer, and he's super, super strong and it's just not fair. I think it's gotta be Thor. Which is so sad. Black Canary should have gotten a better matchup. Okay. The next one is Loki versus Robin. And because I am doing what I want, I will say that this Robin is Tim Drake because I like him better. So Loki. So again, Robin doesn't have any powers, and Loki has plenty of powers, and they're actually pretty cool, and he's good at using them, and he's very sneaky and tricky. But Tim is super smart. He's really, really smart, and he's really, really good at what he does, and he's like fought a lot of bad guys, and they all had powers too, and some of them are really good with them, but he hasn't died. Unlike some other Robins, so I just really want to give it to Robin because I like Robin. I mean, I really like Loki as well. But realistically, it would be really hard for him to beat Loki. I would really want him to, but Loki could just do more. He could just do more. He has more ways to hurt Robin. Then it's just not. Yeah, I don't think even Tim probably couldn't get around Loki's magical trickiness. So sorry, Robin. You deserve better. So, yeah, that one's gotta be Loki. All right. The next one is Gamora versus Raven. So if you know who Raven is, she's like really OP. She's the daughter of a demon. So, but she also has like telekinesis, and she also can do super crazy, creepy brain stuff to you. So yeah, it would not be fun going up against her. And she's like really powerful. She's the most comparable person she can be compared with is Scarlet Witch. Like she's almost on that level. So yeah, it's Raven. Sorry, Gamora, but like Loki, you are not the deadliest woman in the galaxy. All right. Next one is actually a very interesting matchup. It's Captain Marvel versus Starfire. I feel like they have like super similar powers, just like blasts and flying, basically, and like super strength. Um, I feel like, I mean, it's just my assumption. Okay, Starfire has super speed though, but it's just my assumption. It just seems to me like Captain Marvel is just more powerful than Starfire, and she's older, and she's cooler. And she wears more clothing, so she'd be more protected. You know what? Yeah, I just don't see like Starfire. She's pretty powerful. I just don't see her being more powerful than Captain Marvel because Captain Marvel is crazy OP. And sorry, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Captain Marvel. I don't see. Close the door. Sorry, my brothers keep going in and out of my room.
An appearance on the podcast.
Yeah, there's got to be Captain Marvel there. All right, the next one also is very interesting, and I don't know why they had Shazam so low seated, but whatever. The next one is Doctor Strange versus Shazam. I think this would be a really entertaining fight, actually. This is one of the better matchups on here. So they're both like essentially magic. Doctor Strange is like really powerful. Like, I mean, he could do a lot of things, and like theoretically, there's not a lot he can't do with this magic. He just doesn't like use it for that much. Like, he just do too much with it. He kind of does the same things over and over again. But still, he's very powerful. But like Shazam has all of the superpowers, like all of the most basic superpowers you can think of. Super speed, invulnerability, super strength, flying, all of them. He has all of the powers, and he's also really cool. And I like Shazam a lot more than Doctor Strange. And so I don't know. I feel like Shazam just has more, like, he's just more, a little bit more, I don't know. Doctor Strange magic isn't very, like, fighty. It's just kind of tricky and, like, weird. It's not very, like, I feel like it's not the most useful in a fight kind of magic. So, honestly, I think Shazam could do it. I know he's, like, 12, but still. I feel like this, I just want to give it to Shazam. I feel like he could pull it out. Okay. Moving on to the quarterfinals, question mark? Yeah, that's no, yes, I don't know. This bracket is confusing. Alright, the first matchup we have is Superman versus Captain America. Uh, uh, um, you know what? That is just so unfortunate for Captain America. You know what? He did good. He beat one very superpowered person today. I just don't think he can handle Superman because Superman is like also he's very good at fighting. He's not as chill as Martian Manhunter. He's still like pretty chill. He's not like crazy or anything, and he's not like super into fighting, but still, he's just more skilled and better, and also superpowers. So yeah, Cap, he did good. He did better than he probably should have. But yeah, it's Superman. All right, the next one is Aquaman versus Batman, and I'm completely convinced that Batman would have no problem with this, considering that Batman has a contingency plan on how to beat the entire Justice League. He already knows how to beat Aquaman, and so like, sorry, Aquaman, your lame powers could only beat someone without superpowers. Yeah, it's Batman because he just like canonically he knows how to beat the entire Justice League. So there you go. All right, the next one we have is Wonder Woman versus Black Panther. Um, see, I feel like it would be an entertaining fight, but Wonder Woman just has more at her disposal. She's stronger. She has gadgets, basically. She can fly. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's pretty unfair for Black Panther. Again, I think he would do really well. He would do very good considering how stacked the odds are against him. Uh, but in the end, it's just like Wonder Woman is more hero-y. She just has more going for her. All right, the next one is The Flash versus Green Lantern. Okay, that's actually interesting. I didn't see what it was beforehand. Yeah, that is actually interesting. So before I think about it, I'm rooting for The Flash because I like him more, and super speed's cooler. Yes, super speed is cooler than making anything you could possibly think of because it's super speed and you go fast. So, Green Lantern versus The Flash. Um, See, the Green Lanterns, like, even though they can make anything, they're like, almost all of them are, like, cocky in some way. And I mean, you would be if you could make literally anything, but they always can be exploited for that. And you can get around the making anything, and Flash could definitely get around it because he's super fast. And also, the Flash is smart. No matter which Flash you're talking about, he's a smart guy. Well, I don't know how smart Jay is, but I'm thinking Barry or Wally, probably Barry. Um, and he's smart, so I'm pretty sure he would have not that big of a problem figuring out how to get around Green Lantern's more impressive, I guess, or whatever powers. So I'm gonna give it to the Flash. All right, next up we have Scarlet Witch versus Cyborg. Oh, it's just not fair for anyone who goes up against Scarlet Witch. It's so sad for them. She should just not be in any of these brackets because she just destroys everyone. Um, yeah, I don't see Cyborg doing anything. I don't see him. I just don't see any way he could possibly be winning. So yeah, we're gonna give it to Wanda. Sorry, Cyborg, but you're noodles now. Alright, next one. Also very easy. Not quite as completely and utterly ridiculously one sided, but still very easy. It's Green Arrow versus Thor, which I mean, it might be an okay fight, but it'll probably be over like real quick. Because Thor he has superpowers. And he is, unlike the Hulk, who Green Arrow could beat because the Hulk is big and dumb and just rage. Thor actually is like in control of them and knows how to use them. So, sorry, Green Arrow. It's just not. It's just not fair for you. It would be over pretty quick. Oh, this is interesting. I like this. Okay, so this one is Loki versus Raven. Very interesting. I feel like they're kind of similar because they both have like darker kind of powers, I guess. I feel like they have similar powers as well. It's like you don't really know what the extent or limit of their powers is. They're just magic and really OP. Uh, See, I want to think that Raven is a little more OP, but the thing with her is always that like she's pretty young and she doesn't really know how to use her powers very well. Uh, and like the most powerful she gets is when she kind of gets like kind of hulkish and she like is not in control of her powers at all and she kind of just like rages a little bit. But Loki, like he knows what he's doing with his powers. He knows how to use them, and he's able to beat a lot of people, with his powers. So honestly, just because of Raven's like lack of control, I think Loki could actually have a very fair chance here. So I'm actually gonna give this to Loki, and I'm glad that most of the people who don't know, most of the people who listen to this podcast do not know that much about Raven because the people who know a lot about her probably would be pretty mad about that decision. See, now this is actually kind of funny. We have Captain Marvel versus Captain Marvel, aka Shazam. Uh, so this is actually pretty funny. I like this matchup a lot. Um, this is interesting. Their powers are super similar, like almost the exact same. I don't think Captain Marvel has super speed. Um, interesting. So they're both like powers wise again pretty evenly matched. Shazam is again 12, which is kind of a disadvantage. And Captain Marvel, I mean she does have more experience. Um, but Shazam, I think he has more powers actually. Um, and huh, this is interesting. Again, I kind of feel like I want to give it to Shazam actually, which is confusing to me. I'm not sure why I want to give it to Shazam because Captain Marvel just seems like so OP. Uh, I don't know. I just feel like Shazam has more powers, and I feel like also Captain Marvel just gets annoyed easily, and he can be really annoying. I don't know. I feel like it's Shazam. I'm gonna give it to Shazam. I feel like giving it to Shazam, so that's what we're gonna do. All right. Ooh, the next one has been done 3,000 times in comics and movies and TV shows and everything because it is Superman versus Batman. And everybody wants to know who would win this. And guess what, losers? It's Batman. Yes, Superman is like super OP. He has all the powers ever, and he has the laser eyes, and he's super cool, and blah 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 blah. Just Batman knows how to beat him. He's too smart. He has a contingency for every single Justice Leaguer, and most of the time, if he fights Superman, Batman wins. Like this is not even just me. Like he usually does win because he just knows how to get around Superman, and he has kryptonite in his house, probably right now. Batman has an alarming like amount of kryptonite just with him. He just thinks he might need to use it at all times, and he just has it. So, like, yeah, like I mean, Superman super powerful, but like Batman just knows things. He literally has prepared for this exact situation, and Superman has not because he's just like whatever. I'm super powered. I'll just punch him in the face, but it doesn't work like that. So Batman wins. All right. Wait. Did I do that? Yes, I did. Okay. The next one we have is Wonder Woman versus the Flash. Very interesting. I like the Flash a lot more than I like Wonder Woman. but she does have more superpowers than him. She has super strength and he does not. She has her lasso and her bracelets and all of those things, and he doesn't have any of that. She can fly, he can't fly. She's older, he's younger. I just want Flash to win. Let me think. I'm gonna think of scenarios where the Flash can win. But all he really does is like run fast. But he's really good at running fast. No, I'm sorry. Diana's just like she's just too OP, and she's not just OP though. She's smart too, and she knows how to use her powers. And I'm pretty sure she has some sort of super speed as well. I could be wrong, but she's probably significantly faster than the average human at least. So I don't think just super speed would be too much of a problem for her. So yeah, I gotta give that one to Wonder Woman. I wanted Flash to win, but just not happening. And here we go again. It is Scarlet Witch versus Thor. And just like, how? How could Thor do it? How could he beat someone who can make reality whatever she wants it to be? She can't. It just can't do it. Doesn't work like that. Yeah, it can't, it doesn't happen. So, sorry. Sorry, Thor. You get noodled. Or however she wants to. But I think she should just turn everyone into noodles. Just my personal opinion. I think that's how she should deal with all of her enemies from now on. Just do the noodle thing. Alright. Next. Oh, excuse me. Next, we have Loki versus Shazam. That's another good one. This would be a very entertaining matchup, I feel like. Quite interesting. Again, this is a thing where, like, Loki is a lot better with his powers. He's not quite as powerful, but he's a lot better with what he's got. And what he has is also magic. So there's not too many limits on it. Also, Shazam's just so young and not really the best at being a superhero. I mean, like, he's still more superhero. Like, he still has a pretty superhero-ish personality, but, like, he just doesn't know how. Because he's so little. I don't know. I feel like Loki could just get the better of him just because he's so smart. He knows what to do. So, yeah. I'd have to give it to Loki. Alright. The next one we have... this is the whatever, I don't know. It's the semifinals, I think. Okay. So the first one we have here is Batman versus Wonder Woman. See, it's just like Batman just knows these things. Again, this is exactly what he prepared for. He knows probably everyone in the Justice League is more powerful than him. So he's like, okay, I gotta figure out how to beat him. I don't know exactly what Wonder Woman's weakness is. It's pretty convenient for Superman that there's like a rock that just renders him completely useless. I don't know what Wonder Woman's weakness would be, but I'm sure Batman knows it. And I'm pretty sure he could exploit it if he knew it. So, I just like Batman just knows things. So I'm gonna give it to Batman. Alright. Let's see. Alright. See, I feel like this one also should be easy because it's freaking Scarlet Witch again. But it's Scarlet Witch versus Loki, who is another magic person. So it'll be a little bit more even this time. So I'm going to try to think of a way Loki can win, because I just don't want her to win anymore. I love Scarlet Witch. I think she's a super awesome character with super awesome powers. But, like, at some point, it becomes almost boring to watch her just win again and again and again with no effort whatsoever. So, Loki versus Scarlet Witch. What can Loki do? Loki could be real sneaky. And he knows about magic, so he has that going for him. He can make duplicates of himself, so that's great. He can shapeshift, he can... He's good with knives. I'm looking for some way. Okay, I can't just completely give it to Loki just because I wanted to. There has to be some way. I have to know how he could possibly win. I mean, she's been beaten before, so it's not impossible. But it was by a teenager with reality shifting powers, so. See, Loki's really sneaky. He could probably find, if she has any weakness, he could probably find it. Or he could just, like, assassinate her in her sleep. That's a Loki thing to do. I don't know if that's the rules of this bracket, but I don't know if that's allowed. Come on, Loki, give me something. What can you do? What can you do to beat Wanda? Oh, man. Nothing. He can do nothing. She just... He can do nothing. There's nothing he can do about it. It's very unfortunate. So sad. Oh man, I gotta give it to Wanda. She's just way too OP. It's not fair. I'm so sorry, Loki. Loki noodle soup is what's happening in this situation. Alright, you guys. It is the finals. And if anyone could figure out how to take down probably the most powerful being in the universe, it would be Batman. Because the finals are Batman versus Scarlet Witch. Come on, Batman, we have to let you win this. Somehow. So, Batman, again, he's super smart, and he already knows how to take down super-powered beings. However, there is no one, to my knowledge, in the Justice League who can just kind of make things happen. Just by, make anything happen. There's no one in Justice League who can make somebody into noodles. Scarlet Witch could literally just be like noodles, bro. And, no. This sucks. I don't want her to win again. She already won the Marvel bracket. She doesn't need to win again. But she's just so OP. Okay, come on, Batsy. There's some way. He's so smart. Maybe he can figure it out. He has a bajillion suits built to deal with different superheroes. So maybe he could build a magic-proof suit. There you go. I think he could do that. He has magic people in his universe, so maybe he already has one. Dr. Fate has been in the Justice League. He's magic. Maybe Batman has a magic-proof suit. And then at that point, beyond her, reality warping skills, she's not that great of a fighter. If she didn't have that, she'd probably lose almost all of these. Her telekinesis by itself is pretty powerful, but if that was the case, then, Thor probably could have beat her, or at least Loki would have beat her. But with the reality warping stuff, could she... I don't even know what the extent of her power is. Could she make Batman's magic-proof suit not magic-proof? I don't know. But you know what I think happened? I think Batman just built a magic-proof suit, and I think he's wearing this magic-proof suit, and I think she's, trying to do magic on him, and she's like, oh, dang, can't do magic. Gotta make this magic-proof suit not magic-proof. Before she can do that, Batman just, punches her in the face. And then it's over. You know what? I think that's exactly what happened. And I think Batman wins. Because he does. I just explained exactly how he wins to you. So, on our Marvel Monday, the winner is a DC character, which feels a little bit illegal, but we will give it because it's not Scarlet Witch. So the winner of the Ultimate DC versus Marvel bracket is Batman. Of course. Batman can basically beat anybody. That's kind of his whole thing. So, that is the end of it. Thank you guys for watching. Please rage in the comments about which of these should have had a different winner. I would love to see that, please. And thank you. Do you think I was reasonable about my Scarlet Witch not winning thing, or was that just kind of desperate? Probably was, but I don't care, because it's my podcast and I say Batman wins. I say Batman can beat basically anybody. Except Wolverine. I don't think he should be Wolverine. Anyway, so yeah, I will see you guys next time.